Hey guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we're diving into a pretty controversial topic. Why everyone is saying that Duet Night Abyss is a flop. Before we get into it, please don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. It is totally free and it really helps out the channel. And hey, if this kind of content is your thing, then that's even better. So for those of you who haven't heard of or seen Duet Night Abyss, it is kind of like a gacha game but without the super heavy quote-unquote gacha mechanics. You can actually craft your own characters, weapons, and other items through gameplay instead of having to rely on luck or your wallet or the gacha system. It is an open world game, meaning you can explore, it has puzzles and mini games, and also has a co-op area, which is quite fun if you want to find friends or someone to play the game with, and makes the game a lot more lively. It is completely free to play, which is kind of wild considering how high quality the visuals and animations are. Plus the story is actually surprisingly really good. It is darker and more intense than a lot of other games in the genre. You play for different perspectives, switching between characters as the story progresses. And honestly, that keeps it really fresh. Sure, the game still has quite a few bugs. I have experienced quite a lot of those bugs. The game has crashed multiple times, and it can feel a bit clunky at times. And there are definitely things that need fixing. That's every game at launch. Genshin had its rough spots. Wuthering Waves did too. It is just part of the process. Now, here's where things start to get a little whiny. A lot of people have been complaining that the game copies Warframe, Genshin, Honkai Star Rail, and Wuthering Waves. And yeah, I can kind of see that. It is definitely inspired by Warframe. Heavily. But let's be real, that doesn't automatically make it a clone. The game clearly takes bits and pieces from these three main gacha giants, also Warframe, but that's not a bad thing. If anything, it feels like they looked at what players wanted from those games, like a proper skip button, more rewarding endgame events, better farming, and more challenging boss fights, and actually tried to include it. Gameplay wise, yeah, it's got that Warframe style movement and grind. You craft your own characters and weapons, as mentioned earlier. It's definitely a bit of a grind fest. But for me personally, and I've played Warframe, I find DNA a lot more fun in that sense. The crafting feels smoother, faster, and less frustrating, and for a so-called gacha game, it is actually refreshing to see that kind of system done well. And that kind of brings me to another thing people love to complain about, the AI talk. Honestly, I think we all use AI in one way or another, whether it's for school projects, homework help, or just asking random daily questions. So I don't really see the problem with companies using AI in their games, like for art, ads, or even development tools. DNA is still a new game that's trying to get recognition, and not a lot of people know about it yet. Making and promoting a game, especially one that's free to play, costs a ton of money. The only monetization is for outfits or skins, so it makes sense that the devs would use faster, more efficient tools like AI. I mean, even Hoyoverse uses AI in their games, for things like facial animations and expression mapping. And honestly, there's probably way more behind the scenes that we don't even know about. So if it helps make the process smoother and the game better, why not? Another thing people love to nitpick is the character's design. I've seen so many comments complaining there are too many female characters. Mind you, your free favorite gacha games, Genshin, Honkai, and Wuthering Waves also have way more females than males, but nobody seems to make a big deal about that. And let's be honest, DNA definitely will release more male characters in the future, but for a new game it makes sense to start with the ones that catch attention. I mean, come on, the female characters are hot, pretty, and stylish, so of course people are going to pick them. Even the guys playing usually go for the girls because they look cool. It is just part of the appeal, not some weird agenda. Every game does it, it is marketing, it is aesthetics, and it just works. Another thing people love to nitpick is the little companion who is basically the game's version of Paimon, being problematic. Like, seriously, she's just a cute tiny side character with a funny personality who brings a bit of light into an otherwise dark story. That is literally her role, to balance the tone. It's wild to me that some people can look at something so innocent and twist it into something creepy. If that's where your mind goes, then that says way more about you than it does about the game. That being said, let us read some of these comments under this video that is titled Uninstalling the Game because what is that? And this is exactly, Luna that I was talking about, the little cute girl that is like Paimon. Yeah, some of these comments are very interesting. And we all know who they're catering to, Skull Emoji by Almond Milk User. Like, no, she's just cute. Like, hot. What game is this? I'm pretty sure this is a rage bait comment, but you get my point, And then, let me guess, she's 500 years old, trapped into a child body like Nahida from Genshin, and like a lot more hateful comments about how the game is shit, and So we're gonna look at another video of this content creator who has a very strong opinion on Duet Night Abyss, which is not a bad thing. Of course, people have different opinions, but I'm gonna basically summarize it. He basically said Duet Night Abyss is just Warframe but worse. It's lazy, unoriginal, and the devs don't care because they copied other games. And honestly, here's my thing. It's okay if someone didn't like the gameplay or didn't vibe with the style. That's fair. But when you start calling people who enjoy it gullible or saying the devs don't care, that's not criticism, that's just kind of spiteful or hateful. Every game borrows ideas. That's literally how the industry evolves. Warframe didn't invent grind mechanics, and Genshin didn't invent exploration or waifus. What matters is how a game uses those ideas. And if Duet Night Abyss feels familiar, that doesn't make it bad. It means that the devs are experimenting within what already works or what's famous. It's totally fine to give criticism. That's how games actually improve. But there's a big difference between wanting the game to get better and just straight up hating on it for clout. And honestly, a lot of that hate is coming from the same problematic MiHoYo fans or Hoyoverse fans who did the exact same thing with Wuthering Waves when it first came out. Now, let me tell you, I play all 4 games. Genshin, Wuthering Waves, Duet, Night Abyss, and Honkai Star Rail, and they all have their own pros and cons, so no game is perfect. I might even make a whole separate video comparing Wuthering Waves and Genshin if you guys want to see that. If you're interested, let me know down in the comments. Anyway, but seriously, this constant drama between fan bases, Kuro versus MiHoYo versus Pan Studio makers of DNA, it's exhausting. They're all doing their own thing. They are games, not the rival political parties. If a game's not for you, just delete it and move on. You're not being held hostage. Stop whining in the comments. It is literally just pixels on a screen. At the end of the day, DNA isn't perfect, but no game ever is. What matters is that it's trying something different, and that alone deserves some credit. The fact that people are this pressed about it already, honestly, that just proves it's doing something right. Anyway, that's my take. If you've actually played DNA, let me know what you think down below. And if you haven't, maybe give it a fair shot before hopping on the hate train. I am personally really enjoying it so far, and I definitely plan to keep playing. With that said, I'll be posting another video later this week. It's gonna be a full lore gameplay run covering the entire main story that's out right now. It'll be a longer video, but if you're into story content, make sure to check it out. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to join my Discord and check out my other links. Have an amazing day or night, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!